Hey everyone, how's it going? I just wanted to give a quick announcement, and I'm sure you guys have seen through social media, but I'm going to be competing on the CJI Invitational the same weekend as ADCC. So this was a big decision for me, and it, involves a lot of controversy between opinions and different things, but ultimately I chose to do the CJI. I had opportunity to do both. I won the ADCC trials, and I was on the list that Craig initially posted on his story of the top 32 grapplers in the world that he wanted to potentially see in the CJI. So I had the opportunity to do both from the beginning when I initially saw this, like maybe a few weeks back, but I wanted to take it slow because I didn't necessarily, I don't want to say I didn't trust CJI, but I just didn't know. There wasn't enough information on it yet for myself. And then on top of it, ADCC is such a big deal to me that missing out on ADCC, it has to be like, a big thing for me. It has to be really important, and it is. So I want to explain kind of in this video my thought process, maybe a few questions you guys have. That way you guys can comment some questions down below if you need, and I can always get back to you at the end of the video. I'm just now getting back into Austin, Texas. We landed from Sao Paulo, Brazil. The Kasai team crushed it in Sao Paulo. We got 21 wins and 0 losses. I had to sit out of this one, unfortunately. I got a really bad case of staph infection that was resistant to antibiotics, and then actually once the antibiotics did start to take a hold and work, I got really sick from the antibiotics, and I lost a bunch of weight and was just kind of not able to keep food down. So I decided to skip out on this one, but I will be doing the Kazakhstan event in February, so that one's gonna be epic. Back to CJI. So I announced the fact that I was doing CJI while we were in Brazil. I was talking with Craig and we got everything straightened out, and I figured it was best to announce that I was doing it and to withdraw from the ADCC as soon as possible. I have a lot of respect for Mo, Seth Daniels, all of the guys that help run ADCC, and I don't want to ruin any of those relationships because they've helped me out a lot over the years. And then on top of it, I just feel like it's the most professional thing that I can do from an athlete standpoint is let them know as soon as I can. I didn't really have an idea of what CJI was going to be like until pretty much I was ready to announce it, and as soon as I was ready to announce it, I had messaged Mo beforehand and I had got all that straightened out on that end. So that was kind of how that worked out. But then decision making process, what caused me to want to do CJI over the ADCC trials, or so the ADCC after winning the trials. So I won the trials and I competed in the trials because I didn't know that CJI was going to be a thing. It had not yet been announced, so that is why I still did the trials. Some people were asking and maybe criticizing Andrew and I for doing trials and then pulling out. Trials for us is very important because we believe in punching our ticket to ADCC. A lot of people get invites, and I'm not dissing that at all, but for us, it means a lot more to be able to prove that we belong there by winning the trials. And it also is a great warm-up for the ADCC world. So that was our thought process behind doing the trials. Did not know about CJI yet. CJI started to become a little bit known to the public a few weeks after trials, and that's what kind of sparked our interest. Once that started happening, I started talking to Craig Jones and trying to get some more information about the event. After the venue was booked and the money was on the table, it was really hard to say no. So for those of you that do not know, it is $1 million prize for the division and $10,001 to show just to compete. So personally, I haven't made that much money ever in jiu-jitsu. $1 million, I don't think really anyone has ever made in jiu-jitsu. So that was for me just a huge step up from what I get paid. I get paid okay, I'm not mad about what I get paid, but for ADCC, you don't get paid at all to show up. You only get paid if you win or if you podium. And to be honest, the only substantial money that you can win at ADCC is if you win the absolute division. But ADCC is not about that. ADCC is about legacy, right? I've talked about this many times before, following in the footsteps of the dudes that I watched since I was a young kid. If you guys go back and watch a lot of my ADCC trials interviews, when I had won the trials and they were interviewing me after, I was just very emotional, and you could tell how much it means to me. So it was really hard for me to decide to pull out of this event, but $1 million is just too good to miss out on. I mean, if I win $1 million, that can change the trajectory of my life and my career at the same time in a very dramatic fashion. Us athletes, we pay bills, we you know, it's expensive for us to travel and feed ourselves properly and all the things that we do, and we work really hard to do that. And we do sometimes barely scrape by. Now, I am fortunate that I am blessed to teach classes at Fight Factory and have amazing sponsors to help me out, but you know, it's still not like a lavish lifestyle. So $1 million would change a lot. You know, it would make it a lot easier to be able to travel and get crazy variety of different trainings in. I could travel to Penn State quite often and go train out there and get good wrestling training, and I could travel to Vegas to see Cody Steele more often now that my teammate has moved out there to pursue MMA. I could travel anywhere I wanted and not have to worry about teaching classes and staying back to make money. So it would be a big game changer for both Andrew and I. So for us, that's huge, right? But then on top of it, like, our family has done so much for us over the years. Our family has sacrificed time, money, everything you could think just to help get us to the place we are now. My mom homeschooled us from a young age, quit her job, and she had a very successful career, and she had quit her job just to homeschool us and raise us, you know, which gave us more time to be able to train, gave us more opportunity and more focus for jiu-jitsu. My dad, he works on cars, and he's worked on cars since he was young, and it's a laborious job, especially here in Texas. It's hot outside, and he's outside all day, and he works hard, you know. He pulls in decent money, but he has to work for it hard, and it's only a single income home, right? So like, for us, like, I'm not complaining in any way, but it would be great for me to give back to my parents in some way, you know, even if that's just being successful and helping them out later, or even giving them some of the money. So, you know, whatever I decide to do, if I win the $1 million, I think that it can change both my life, my family's life, and I don't think that ADCC is the same way. Now, let me go ahead and go into that tangent a little bit, because there's a lot of ADCC champions that when they win ADCC, they're set, right? They're set for life. Maybe they don't even win ADCC, but they just podium, and they do it in a way like Lachlan Giles did, where they sub some of the best guys in the game, become fan favorites, and boom, they're good. All they have to do is teach instructionals now. But then there's the other side of the coin. There's people like Mateus Denines. Mateus Denines was a very dominant champion. He beat some of the best guys that the sport has ever seen, like Craig Jones, Josh Hinger, just to name a few, you know. And he won the ADCC, and it's almost like no one really even cared. And then that was 2019 ADCCs in the 88 kilogram division. Let's fast forward to the next time. The next time was Giancarlo. Giancarlo won the 88 kilogram division the 2 years after, the event after. And to be quite honest, it didn't really change his life that much either. Yeah, of course it gave him the respect that he deserves. He's been competing for a long time and hadn't won a title like that. So finally winning a title like that, it meant a lot, I'm sure, to him, but it also, like, you know, gave a little bit of respect on his name too. But it didn't really put him in a place where now he's set. I don't necessarily think. He's done a lot in the meantime since ADCC. You know, he's beat some really high level guys, and he's had some really great performances on, like, Aiga and who's number one, and the IBJJF Grand Prix and stuff. So he has done well for himself, but that wasn't just from ADCC. And if you think about it, like, he does not have like a crazy amount of followers on social media. He doesn't really, I mean, I don't know how much money he pulls in, but I don't think it changes life dramatically in the same way that a $1 million would. So for me, like, I think that I had a really good shot at winning the 88 kilogram division this time around. Going into ADCC, I had already beat and submitted a few of the guys in the bracket. I beat Owen O'Flanagan, Terry Lewis, Elder Cruz, J-Rod. Like, I had beat like a good amount of these guys that were in the bracket, and I was confident that I had the abilities to beat the people that I hadn't yet faced. Not to say that it would have gone that way, but I would like to be confident and say that I think I had a good shot at winning. And that was a main reason why it was tough for me to, you know, pull out of that. But I think that if I won ADCC and I have a good shot at winning ADCC, I think I also have a good shot at winning this $1 million. And I think the trade-off is just, like, they're uncomparable, you know. And now the last point that I want to make is that we don't know if CJI is going to be a thing anymore. So for me, this was like the last straw that kind of like made my final decision, was the fact that, like, I don't know if there's ever going to be a CJI again. I know that there's going to be ADCC again. ADCC's existed for years, and it's really respected. And like I said, it's got that kind of legendary status behind it. So I know it's not going anywhere. I know next ADCC, it will still be there, and I can always hop back into ADCC, but the $1 million prize, who knows? It might not be there anymore. And for me, like, this is like, all right, I see the shot right there, let me take it, because I don't know what's past that. But I do know that ADCC can be past that. And I know that, like, okay, maybe, I don't know how it's going over. Like, I tried to be as respectful as possible, and I'm trying to navigate the situation and as carefully as I can. But let's say for some reason I wasn't, you know, ever getting an invite or something for ADCC, which I could understand. I did pull out, you know. I tried to give as much time as I could, heads up, but either way, I did pull out of the event, especially after winning the trials. So I do fully take the responsibility that it's my job now to go win trials again. So I'm not expecting an invite after this. If I win this CJI, I mean, I think it would be silly not to give me an invite, because I think there's going to be some really high level names in it, or even if I do really well. But I mean, I've beaten high level guys in the past, and I've still competed in the trials. Like I said, I want to earn that spot. I want to prove that I belong there. Now, for me, I just want to win trials, because I know it cements my spot, and I prove to myself that I belong there. So I'm totally acceptant of the fact that if I do this CJI, which I've decided to do, that I probably won't get an invite for the next ADCC, and I'm going to do the trials again to get myself back into ADCC, because ADCC is something that I do want to win, and I have mentioned many times before, I've wanted to win since I was a very young kid, and I still want to win. So it will be something that I do, but CJI right now is what's in front of me, and the money talks, right? Money talks, and it's a lot of money. It's the same amount of money that you get to win ADCC, just the show. And then $1 million is $1 million, right? So we'll see how it goes, guys. More announcements coming soon on CJI, I'm sure. I'm not like involved in any way other than the fact that I'm competing, so I don't know much information. I can try to help you guys out in the comments as much as you can if you have any other questions. But as far as I know right now, Nicky Ryan is in the bracket. I'm not sure if he's doing the over 80 kilo or under 80 kilo. I'm assuming he's doing the under 80 kilo. I saw a comment where J-Rod said he was also going to be maybe hopping in it just to get a match with Nicky in a joking manner, he mentioned. So could be a chance there. I saw a mention and maybe a comment or something that Joseph Chen might be doing the under 80 as well. And then we saw Melky Galvao at the BJJ the AIGA this past weekend in Sao Paulo. We saw him get an interview where he mentioned that they were considering the fact that this event is legit, and they were going to consider it after the World Championships here soon. So after the Worlds, we might get some more information that on Mika. I think that would be a huge step for the CJI, and it would be really interesting, because if Mika switches over, Mika's one of the biggest names in the sport. That could be huge. So that's what we know right now as far as the under 80 kilogram division. I saw in the over 80 kilogram, which is the one I'm participating in, I saw Luke Rockhold's in it. So that's pretty cool. Luke Rockhold's the man. I've heard from many high-level sources like Bushesha and Luis Pons and all these guys that he is a monster in the gym. They've trained with him regularly, and he's so good. And he had a really pretty competitive match against Nicky Rod not long ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. So I mean, he still got it. So we'll see what happens. He's going to be a really tough competitor. I'm excited to potentially get a match against him. And then in the other than that, I'm assuming if J-Rod's going to do it, Nicky Rod will probably also be an over 80 kilo. So as of right now, I got Luke Rockhold and Nicky Rod. So those are going to be some fun matches, and I'm sure we're going to leave it all out there for $1 million. So you guys are not going to want to miss it. Please check out the CGI Instagram page. Make sure to follow them and follow Craig Jones just to get more information on all these topics. I'm not sure other sources, but I know that one thing that I do know is that it will be streamed live on YouTube. I saw that in a comment section where Craig was mentioning it. So you guys will be able to watch it for free on this platform that you're watching the video right now. It's going to be free, and that's epic, right? And then on top of it, the tickets. The tickets are going to go on sale soon. I'm not sure when. Like I said, I'm not involved in this event as other than just an athlete, and I did hear that tickets will go on sale somewhat soon. So just keep an eye out for that and try to grab those tickets as soon as you can, because who knows, maybe they're going to sell out. Because the thing is you can watch ADCC and CJI live, because CJI is Friday and Saturday, and ADCC is Saturday and Sunday. So what I'm going to do, actually, and I'm going to compete Friday and Saturday and then go watch ADCC finals on Sunday, because they're walking distance. T-Mobile Arena and Thomas and Mack are really close. So you guys could do the same. You could watch the CJI on Friday and Saturday and then go watch ADCC on Sunday, or you could just watch CJ on Friday and then go watch the ADCC Saturday and Sunday. It's just whatever you fancy. I think there's gonna be great matches in both events, so I think it's worth it, especially if you're already there for the weekend. And I doubt the tickets will be like absurdly expensive. There's a lot of tickets to sale, so you know, go ahead and hop on it whenever they go out. So live on YouTube, check out CJI Instagram page. Follow me on Instagram too while you guys are at it. Trying to get those follows up. It really helps me get more sponsors, helps with engagement on content and all that stuff. So definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys haven't already, and comment down below if you have any questions regarding the event that I may or may not know the answer to. I'll try to get back to you guys, and wish me luck in the training camp. Now that I'm back in Austin, Texas, I'm going to be hitting the gym quite hard. Going to be trying to gain some weight, get my weight up a little bit for the over 80 kilogram division, because I mean, those are gonna be some big dudes. So we're gonna try to get as big as possible, as strong as possible. That way I'm not gonna be undersized or outstrength as much. I'm not super small right now. I'm right below 200 pounds. So I think if I can get like a little bit above 200 pounds, maybe 205 to 210, I think I have a really good shot at moving those big dudes around. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.